Alright, I wanted to give you guys an update. I know it's been a little while. This is now July the 10th. As you can see that we kind of cleaned things up a little bit. We moved the hutch over to underneath the tree. Yes, the tree is still there and it's been bushing out even more, but at least we will have leaves to put in the garden. We have our peppers that are doing really well. I have been working on our smoker. Not very much. I'm just getting rid of all of everything that's plastic has to come out. So we tore out everything plastic. And I'm going to start building that in a little bit. So again, I'll do a video on that a little bit more. I actually pulled from our stainless steel grill that we scrapped. I pulled the thermostat out and placed it in there. Still have that smoker. What?
My Minecraft username and my YouTube username is Gingerman338.
Yeah. Alright, well, that is her baby. That's the only baby that survived. The other babies didn't make it. Her, Turnip, she had 8 babies. They all survived. They're all in there. The babies now are about, they are about 3.5 weeks old. Her baby is, we named him Carly. We think it's a boy, but we're not going to keep it if it's a boy. He is about 5.5 weeks old. Our black mama, she ended up being about 2.5, 3 days late in having her babies, and as a result they all died, and she ended up dying a few days later. I actually opened her up and did I don't know, figure out what's wrong, what happened, and she had a lot of blood inside of her, so I think something happened and she kind of bled out inside. There's our buck, Marlin. He's doing good. We kind of moved things around a little bit. It's a mess back in here, but we're working on that. We got more things to do before we do that, though. The porch, we ended up getting our it's metal shelving unit with doors and stuff. We got that back from a neighbor that we gave it to. She didn't want it anymore, so I took it so we could put all of our stuff on there. But that kind of alleviated a lot of stuff. We pulled out, we're getting ready to redo the hutch a little bit, but we have a roll of 100 feet of 36-inch rabbit netting. So let's go back to here. Back to where we began. So our rabbit hutch, we ended up moving it. We put it over here. There's nothing in it yet. We had to put a new roof on top, so we rebuilt that. All this was done last week because I took a vacation, and of course when you're on vacation you have a homestead. It's not really a vacation, it's just trying to get caught up on work. But I wanted to give you a look at where the garden is right now. That is the lettuce. There we go. See how big they've gotten? The sunflowers. Down here, we got a squash. We're not sure, it came up on its own. We threw it in a bucket. I'm not sure what it is yet. I think it might be yellow squash though. Vertical garden. We put all of our strawberries on the vertical garden. We moved the basil up top and screwed it to the fence. Those are our extra long pieces of tree that we're going to be using for something. Our peas, there's a few in there that need to be picked, but they didn't get too big. I think because of the warm weather. To our raised garden, Brussels sprouts are doing absolutely awesome. We've already picked all of the spinach out. The Swiss chard has been all picked, but it's coming back up again. But as you can see, we have, they're like trees, little trees, and they're getting big. Beets, we're getting ready to go ahead and pick those. We'll be picking those tomorrow, but I will go ahead and grab one. Let me pull one of these out. There you go. Pretty nice. I'm going to throw it over here with the other one. We picked a couple just so you can see. We're going to can that this weekend. Anyways, the cauliflower didn't do good. We'll try again in the fall for a fall crop. Carrots, I don't know if you can see that, but let me back up so you can see how big it is. It's huge. Right there in the corner, that is our celery. Right behind the celery, that is parsnips sticking up there. Over here, we are growing some strawberry spinach. If you don't know what that is, I really suggest you to look it up. The leaves will taste like spinach, and it's a great salad in the summertime when the spinach can't grow. And they also get these long sticks that look like, with berries on them, red berries, that taste almost like a strawberry. I will back up. That is the ground cherry. It's loaded. It's huge. And there are a ton of ground cherries on there. Nothing ready yet. Never had a ground cherry before. This will be the first. Our peppers, we threw in some onions in between them. They're doing nice. And let me back up here a little bit, because that is the huckleberry, garden huckleberry. And yes, we got lots of berries, tons. And if you look close, a lot of them are already getting ripe. Now the ripe ones, you'll see that they're all black. That's when you're supposed to pick them. But right now they're still glossy. They still have a shine to them. You can pick them now, but they won't be as good. You should wait until they are dull. And once they turn dull, then you can pick them. And I will freeze them until I have them all picked, and then we'll make some jam. Our lemon balm, the mint. We already pulled the rosemary. I didn't show you that, but up on the porch in the front, you'll see the two like window boxes. We put the rosemary in there. And this is our tomatoes, guys. And our cucumbers. We had to pick a couple. We've had nothing but rain. I know you guys over in California are wishing you had rain because you haven't had much. We have not had nothing but rain. In fact, it is actually sprinkling as I speak. I am getting wet, and my screen's getting all covered in rain. But you keep cutting the tops of the onions, and they keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're actually doing pretty good. The two boxes there that had our garlic, we just pulled it today. I will go downstairs and take a picture, show you how big they were, so you can see the harvest that we got. But I told you we had put her swing set into the garden, and I show you why. That is because we have these rope, and the rope comes down, and we just tie it around as the tomato goes up. And it saves us from staking, and then they could keep growing and growing and growing, and they could go all the way up to the top, and we'll have no problem with keeping them up. Tomatoes. You can just see the tomatoes. We got a lot of tomatoes. I'll come on down back here. You see the back end. We came just on the other side of that with the hutch. And our cucumbers, doing really good. We already got some little ones. Nothing that we can pick just yet. This is a tomato that came up on its own. I have absolutely no idea what it is. And the truth is, I have absolutely no idea what any of these are. Because it seems that we thought these were all beefsteak tomatoes. But I'm sorry. That does not look like a beefsteak tomato. That looks like a plum tomato to me. And every single one of our beefsteak tomatoes look like plum tomatoes. So somewhere down the line, we got our things messed up. Our naming messed up. Chickens, I can't go in the yard. It's a big muddy mess right now. Again, in the past 60 days, it has rained 58 days. Every day it's been raining. It has been nonstop. It is a big mud mess in there. We're thinking about getting some sand to throw in there because it's really bad. You can see the two babies over there. That would be Pokio, the one going in. That's her babies. And if you're asking how can we have little babies in with all the big ones, there's 38 chickens total. She protects them. Nobody's allowed to mess with the babies. And then in the cage there, we put some food and also water in there and we fill the water every morning. And that way they could get in there to eat and drink, but the other ones can't go in. And it also gives them a little safe area from the other ones. There's a lot of mosquitoes. Cabbage, we got 3 heads. That one we ended up pulling today. We gave it to the chickens. It never headed. And are you ready for this, guys? This is the lower garden.
This is the lower garden.
Check that out.
Mom said 2.
Is that nice or what? Radishes are all done. We've picked them out. Those ones that are left in there, we're going to let them go to seed so we can have some seeds for next year and also for the fall. This is all of the green beans. Over there on the wall, tomatoes. Right here, what we thought was beefsteak. It looks like they're plum tomatoes. But that's okay. I have no problem with that. We got lots. We have, I think I counted 52 tomatoes. So we got lots of tomatoes. These are our corn de toro peppers. And get ready for this one. That, I had no idea they grew this big. And they spread out like crazy. Those are tomatillos. That would be the tomatillos. And you can see some of them in there. I'll get a close-up. You see the tomatillos starting. Alright. In front of the tomatillos, you can no longer walk. It has completely overgrown that path area. But then we have our banana peppers, and as you can see, we have a lot of peppers. Lots of peppers on that. And then what used to be okra never came up. So we went ahead and planted, this is our, sorry guys, I'm getting eaten by a whole bunch of mosquitoes here. Our butternut squash, and those two over there are yellow squash. The corn, there's a saying that we have here, knee high by the 4th of July. This is shoulder high by the 4th of July. Over there, that's all the echinacea. Cone flowers. So they're cone flowers. Same thing. Echinacea is cone flowers. Let me get back in here. Our tomatoes back in here. Again, they're doing really good. Over there, really good. The cabbage that was in the back, it all died. It wasn't enough. But we still have a bunch of, and I'm going to try and lift this up a little bit, turnips and turnip greens. Those are for the rabbits. That's more or less what I do with those. And there's the eggplant. Slow coming. Not sure why. They do get a lot of sun on there. Grapes. You see what they're doing? They are rotting before they even get ripe. Now this is the Niagara. That side over there is the Concord. And we had cut these way back last year because of this problem. And it seems like even cutting them way back, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. We have decided to get rid of the grapes. They've never produced enough. I mean, I get it like maybe 5-6 jars of jelly, but that's about it. Last year I did 6 quarts of grape juice, but with this much room and it's taking up, I would expect a bigger crop. That's just the way I am. If you're not going to produce, you're not going to stay. So we have decided to tear all this down, and we will not be planting tomatoes underneath there next year. And we are going to plant in the corner a elderberry, because you're able to get elderberries first year. So now if I move too fast, I'm sorry, I just got to get out. All right, moving right on up here. That is our cantaloupe, not doing too good. We cleaned out the entire chicken coop. We sprayed it out and everything. They're all getting ready to go up on their roost. And there is Mama. And the babies down below, they need up. So I'm going to pause this real quick, and I got to put them up so she won't get all bent out of shape. On the side of our chicken coop, we went ahead and drilled in the cilantro. We got a few things we got to get cleaned up here, but I just got to see this again. Look at that. Turned our whole backyard into a garden, and I am so pleased. Whew. I tell you what, down in our basement, as soon as I walked down here, it was like garlic. Big time. I wanted to show you our garlic. Let me turn a light on. Hold on a minute. Our one light makes a lot of noise, but I braided it, and we got them hanging down here. We have these metal hangers down here that we usually hang garlic, or we hang our onions. There's our onions. But they'll hang down here for 3 to 4 weeks to dry, and then I'll cut the tops and also the roots off. But I'll give you a little tour of our basement real quick. We have 2 freezers. This is filled with a lot of fruit. We have cranberries, blueberries, some apple cider. We freeze it and we'll have it in the spring or the summer. That's spinach that we froze, and all of this, all frozen peppers, and these are from last year. That whole entire thing is filled with frozen peppers. Anyways, Got some there. Close this up. Open the other one. We got to get this defrosted, but as you can see, we're like overrun with stuff. That's all rabbit meat and chicken and you name it, pork. Too much stuff. Anyways, we have a dehumidifier that runs down here, and I am a couponer, extreme couponer, and this is my stock. Not too many people get to see this, but that's what we have. That's all shaving cream and scope we get for 50 cents. That's all lotion we get for 50 cents. Shaving cream we either pay 25 cents or we get it for free. That's more lotion in there. First aid kits and bandages and stuff are all free. I get bars and bars of soap we get for 10 cents a bar. Scrubbing bubbles over there, I pay 10 cents for each one. Down below, we have, in the box over there, we have a whole bunch of hair dye. I paid 50 cents per box. That's all of our deodorant, 50 cents each. Toothpaste, free. Feminine products, free. That whole box is completely filled with disposable razors, free. Slim Fast, we pay, I think it's like $1 per 4-pack. Most of the stuff we get free, it's just, we got some wine right there, we keep it down here. This is all of our soups, vegetables, fruit, pork and beans. And then this is all of our jars for canning. We'll just take them off, throw them in the dishwasher, and get them ready. And these are also all jars getting ready. And this is what I've canned so far that I still have. We have apples. Those are just plain apples. We got pear sauce. We got pears that taste like black licorice and eyes. Over there, that is apple pie filling. Down below, more pear butter. Well, that was pear sauce. This is pear butter. Peaches. These are all of our jellies. On the right two are grape jelly. The left two, that's service berry jam. Down below, that is applesauce. Again, apple pie filling. That's all of our grape juice. You just strain it and add water, 1 jar of water, and you got concentrated grape juice. Salsa, mixed vegetables, green beans. That's grape conserve. We got 1 jar of spaghetti sauce left. That's why we planted so many tomatoes. We got dry, dehydrated peppers. Got pizza sauce. We got 2 left. That's all coleslaw. Those are peppers with stuffed with sauerkraut. We got pickles. There's all different kinds. I did dill, sweet, bread and butter. I kind of did a little bit of mix of everything. But that's where we're at. A little bit more on our things. We got some Brita water filters. I paid $1 each for all of those. And there's actually 9 more upstairs. I just save them in case I need them, I guess. It's my pressure canner. moving right along. We actually cleaned this up. It's got a lot more to do. But that's all of our, I don't know, spray stuff and things like that. And this is just whatnot. We're going to be getting rid of all this stuff in the middle. There's actually a sink right there, and brand new, never used. Got cuckoo clock. That's all getting, we got to donate. We're donating all of it. Out of all the paint that we had, that's all we got left. We mixed them all and got rid of all the others. And that's all of our tools. We're trying to get things all organized so we can easily get to this stuff. So, be back in a minute. So there you have it. Very few people get to see my stash down in the basement. In fact, my parents haven't even seen it. So, one last look. Very small yard. It's 40 feet wide. The total property is 120. We got about 20 feet in front. The house is 30 feet long. So there's 50 right off of there. So that leaves us 70. So the backyard is 40 by 70. And we're trying to make as much use of our area as we can. And you see the next door is not too far away. But that's it. We don't have much space, but what we do is try and utilize as much as we can. And that includes vertical gardening and just using every bit of space that we possibly can use and still be able to get to it. There's no sense in doing it all because you got to have paths, people. You got to have paths. If you can't pick it, you're going to let it rot. But, okay, well, that's it. I hope you liked it. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.